ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್.
ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ.
ಆನಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
Dear students, welcome to a video demonstration of the experiment op-amp non-inverting as a non-inverting amplifier.
ಸರ್ ಹ್ಞೂ ಸರ್ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಆ ಕಡೆ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ.
ಕಡಬಡ್ಡಿ I am joined by my colleagues, my HOD, Dr. Arjun Gowda and Dr. Sridhar. Sridhar will be operating the camera while I will be explaining the setup. Now first let us familiarize ourselves with the kit. Here you have two slots for placing the op amps. So you can use two here. These are two parts. Right now we are not going to use them. Here you have two variable power supplies which give you from 0 to 12 volts here and minus 12 volts here. Two supplies sources. For the op amp power supply I will be using these two fixed voltages. The red terminal here is plus 12 volts. The blue terminal here is minus 12 volts and this will be the ground. And these are the various resistors that you have for use in the circuit. These are some of the capacitors you have, and these are the diodes and Zener diodes which we will not be using for this particular experiment. So to start with, let us power the op amp. So this is pin number 7, so it takes a plus 12 volt supply. Then there is pin number 4 which takes minus 12 volts. For the experiment op amp as an inverting amplifier, you are going to ground the pin number 3. So that is done. Now you are going to supply voltages. Here I will be using negative voltages so that as they get amplified, you will find that they become positive. So I am starting with a supply here. I will go to a 10k resistor. From this 10k resistor I will go to pin number 2. So I will be now supplying voltages to pin number 2. Then there is a feedback resistor 22k. So from 22k to pin number 6 and the other end of 22k to pin number 2. I think that completes the feedback path. So pin number 2 to 22, 22 to RF. So RF is 22, RA is now 10. So we expect the gain to be approximately 2.2. I think we are now ready. We can start the experiment. This is my voltage. Now I will switch on. There are no indicators, so I have switched on now. Now we can measure the input and output voltages. I will demonstrate this experiment for DC. Since I have pin number 3 grounded, I will just lock my negative terminal here of the multimeter. Now this is where I measure the input voltage. Let me set the input voltage at about 0.5 to start with. I have set it at 0.529. That's fine. Now if I measure the output voltage, as I told you, or rather I have not yet told you, you measure the input voltage between the ground and the supply point here, the output voltage between the ground and pin number 6. As you can see, the input voltage is approximately 0.53, the output voltage is approximately 1.2. So our op amp is working, our inverting amplifier is working. As I told you, I will be giving negative voltages. Please notice it again. I am giving you minus 0.5 voltage. So at the output I am getting a positive voltage. This is usually opposite of what happens. Just a novelty here. Now I will increase the input voltage to 1 volt, maybe minus 1, that is. Yeah, I have got there. Now if I measure the output between ground and 6, what do I get? I should get, yeah, 2.24 I am getting. So approximately 1 volt was the input. I expected an output of 2.2. So we are absolutely fine. The setup is working fantastically. So you can continue this process. You may increase the voltage in steps of 0.5, and you can take some 3 or 4, rather about 6 or 7 readings. That should do for the, see, when I go to 1.5 I am getting approximately 3.1. so this way we continue, then we tabulate in each case the input voltage and the output voltage. We know we are doing an inverting amplifier, so theoretically the gain is minus RF by RI. Theoretically, experimentally of course the gain is given by minus simply V naught by Vi. Vi here, please note, is negative. So that's why your gains will be negative. Now you plot a graph of input voltage against output voltage. If you take the slope, that should be equal to RF or the gain factor. Because Ri is 10, RF is 22, you will get 2.2 for the slope. Now you can increase the RF by, instead of 22K, you can probably go for 33K. I will show you 1 or 2 trials here. Now the input again is 1 point, okay, I can reduce the input to 0.5 again, not a problem. So approximately 5.7. Now if I come to, you see the output voltage, it's about 1.9, approximately 3.3 times. So by similarly, now you can change the RF to 33K, repeat the experiment, increase the voltages from 0.5 to approximately 3 volts, you may get about 6 readings. That will be second trial. Initially RF was 22, now RF is 33. You may also similarly go for RF is equal to 47, but one care you have to take. If at RF equal to 47K, the gain becomes 4.7, and the input voltages you give, if the output voltage exceeds the VCC, that is 12 volts, then the output will not be accurate. So when you are going for RF equal to 47K, please make sure the voltages you give are small enough such that the output voltage will never become 12 volts. So this way, for each set of RF, you give various input voltages varying from 0.5 volts to 3 volts. In each case, you tabulate the output voltage, then plot a graph of input voltage, rather output voltage against input voltage. In each case, you get a straight line. The slope of the straight line should be approximately equal to the gain. So that's how you perform the experiment. We can get a close-up of the completed circuit again, so that it remains in your memories. Please go through this video again. You can pause at different intervals so that some of the ideas will become clearer. Theory you already have with you, so please go through the theory and then watch this manual demonstration. I think you should be able to understand how you do the experiment. Thank you very much.